Young Timmy comes home after a horrible day of GCSEs, and so what do you think he does? Well, he jacks off, he plays video games, and he watches anime in his free time. I mean, can you blame him? Because it's like, if you hated your life, you'd probably do those same things as well. It'd be an escape, wouldn't it? He hates his life because he picked the wrong GCSEs. But then there's a different guy who's named Caden, and Caden is the best of us, man. Caden understands that the choices that he makes now could actually be vital in the future, and so he takes great precautions to make sure that his future self will look back on him now and be grateful. I'm around 7 years old, and I'm with my little sister, and I'm with my dad, and we're in a maze. And in this maze, there are dead animals, there are vegetables, and there are video games. I am in Asda, which is a supermarket in the UK. And I want to go and explore because it's just fun to explore. It's just nice to run around. I like to go to the video game section. And so that's what I do. But my dad and my little sister aren't there waiting for me. And so when I come back after my adventure within Asda, I end up getting lost. And it's at that moment I just wish I had a sense of direction with where I was going. And I just wish I knew what to do. And that's kind of similar for the way I went around my GCSEs. No one really told me what to do, and they probably haven't told you what to do either. All they give you is this horrible advice, which is just don't pick what your friends pick because your friends picked it. Trash advice. In this video, you're going to get a full sense of direction because I'm sick and tired of all of these people just being soft about it. I'm going to go through the practical things which you can do literally as soon as you've heard it, and you can implement it into your real life to see some results. I just want to see if you can relate to what I was going through. So everyone's here stressing about like GCSE. Oh, what are you picking? What I'm picking this one. I'm right. Everyone's doing that. I literally just wanted to have fun. I just wanted fun and free time. So after school, I could actually do what I want. That was it. I was a simpleton, and that's actually okay. And you probably want the same thing as well. You just want to have fun and like not get tons of homework, or if you do get tons of homework, have it be easy. You just want a simple life for the next 2 years, which is understandable because a lot of people want to stress out about GCSEs, and that's just it's just stupid. After you watch this guide, you'll understand that these people who are stressing out are just using the wrong blueprint. This guide will be your secret advantage. Literally, like this will be the ultimate like weapon, like that forbidden scroll, which you'll just carry around with you for the next 2 years of your life, and you'll be sorted. It's as simple as that. And this guide isn't going to be like some regular how to pick your GCSE like you see all these cringe study tubers doing. We're not going to do that. We just want free time, we want to have fun, and we like just want to we want to keep school to a minimal level. That like you can agree with that, right? So this guide isn't going to be the normal guide of like, okay, maybe if you want to do this subject because maybe you want to be a doctor. We don't care about that. And as well, I'm no set one nerdy kid, right? I'm not like some genius guy who's like getting all nines. I just wanted to have fun. It was as simple as that. I just did not care about school. And you are probably the same. We just don't care about school, but it's almost like it's forced onto us by everyone else saying like you gotta get this grade, you gotta do this when you get a job. Literally from like 3 years old, bro, you were literally like conditioned. You were literally conditioned to be like a worker slave. In this guide, we're going to make sure that you're not a slave to school, but school is almost like a slave to you. Section 1, mindsets. Pause the video right now and do 10 push-ups. Doesn't matter if you have to do them on the wall, doesn't matter if you have to do them on your knees. Do 10 push-ups right now. This guide will not help you if you are not going to take any of the actionable steps. It's completely pointless. You might as well go back to watching a Fortnite how to 2 times your edit speed video. This is your last chance. Do 10 push-ups right now, pause the video, and then once you're done, you can come back to this video. The first mindset, which is actually kind of weird coming from me because I'm recording this video, it's that GCSEs aren't actually that important. Now, obviously, if you want to be like a doctor or you want to be a lawyer, yes, GCSEs are important. But if you relate it to what I said earlier about you just want fun and you just want to have free time and you just don't want to be stressed, you probably don't have like a big enough reason to get like all 9s or something, you know what I mean? It's like GCSEs aren't actually that important for you. And like everyone's gonna say, oh, GCSEs, like your teachers are gonna be like, oh, GCSEs, very important, very important. Do your GCSEs. But honestly, it's not actually that important in the grand scheme of things. The second mindset is that GCSEs only get you into college. Now, if you're in a nerdy friend group, you need to listen to this the most, because I kid you not, the closer you get to GCSEs, and you'll notice this, right? The closer you get to GCSEs, if you are in a nerdy friend group, watch out for this. They will start literally like screaming down your ear, literally grabbing your neck, saying like, if you don't do well in your GCSEs, you may as well kill yourself. That's basically the message they're getting across. And so I want to give you this mindset, which is GCSEs only get you into college. Genuinely think about it, right? What else do they do? Now, some people might say, oh, but they get you into a job, but it's like, it's a low-level minimum wage job, or maybe like £7 an hour. So it's like, GCSEs really only get you into your college or sixth form. And as well, you need to, like, if you've related to what I've been talking about so far, I highly advise that you read the book, The Millionaire Fastlane. And I know I've just said book, and so your Timmy brain is going to be like, no, he said book, I'm not reading. Reading's cringe. This will change your life. This is literally the blueprint to stop living like everyone else around you. This is the blueprint which will allow you to actually start living the dream life that you've always wanted. And if you aren't going to do that because you're just thinking reading's cringe, because you read 2 textbooks in school and that wasn't fun, you're a fool. I promise you when I say that, when you are reading this book, you will genuinely start to love reading. Honestly, I can relate to you in the sense that like maybe you don't want to read because it's like school makes you like read all these cringe books and they're just boring, and it's like Tom Gates and it's like Captain Underpants. You never really cared about it, and like people say like, oh, books are educational and stuff, but like what you're thinking of is like textbooks and like AQA mathematics higher, like that. Of course that's boring, bro. It's school, right? When you start learning about things like what is taught in The Millionaire Fastlane, you are going to cherish reading, and I wish that for you. This is an actionable step for you right now. Go on Amazon, go to your mum, go to whoever, and genuinely ask for The Millionaire Fastlane right now. Pause the video, do what I say, because you will not regret this decision. The third mindset, and I think you're going to really like this one, is the growth mindset. And simply put, the growth mindset is where you view everything as a skill in a video game. You've probably played a game which has like XP and you level up specific skills, right? And you've liked those games. Treat real life the same. Most people say, I turned life into a video game. They don't really explain how they did it. Or they say like, growth mindset, guys, think positive, but then they don't really explain it. It's simply, everything is a skill in a video game and you can level it up. Everything is a skill, just like in a video game, and you just have to work hard and gain XP in that skill to level it up. This is the most important mindset for anything about self-improvement. So if you take one thing from this video, literally, if you click off this video now and then like, I don't know, I get bombed and I can't really record the rest of this video, just take this away. Just have the growth mindset in mind for the rest of your life, and I promise it will change your life. It will change your life just as much as it has changed mine. Now, the fourth kind of mindset is that GCSEs are technically for 2 years. You'll be able to learn every single GCSE within 5 months. Like that's a promise. If you follow everything in this video, as I say, which is not even going to be hard, if you genuinely dedicate yourself, even like an hour a day, you could genuinely learn every single GCSE in the space of 5 months, whilst everyone takes 2 years. You'll be almost 4 times quicker than all the guys around you who are thinking, oh yeah, I'm better than him. Because you're watching this guide and they're not. Section 2, picking GCSEs. You're going to have to trust me here, and I know you might be afraid to trust me, but I'm going to tell you exactly what GCSEs you need to pick. Because you're watching this video, you're probably confused on GCSEs already, right? If you already had direction and you already knew what to do, you wouldn't be watching this video listening to me for around like 20 minutes. So just put your trust in me. I'm going to sort you out. And worst things worse, if you really don't like it, I'm sorry. Right, and like just a disclaimer, like you're responsible for this and what, like, you know what I mean. Now, at the time of recording this, it is 19th of August. It's the 19th of August, and you can change your GCSEs within the first couple of weeks, and you could just email the school if like you realize like one of these choices are kind of bad. So that's something to keep in mind. The first thing, get into higher maths. Like this is like just get into higher maths. I literally like oh, let me explain this to you, right? You need around 20 marks out of 80 to pass the paper in higher maths. It's not like, come on, just do that. Like, I promise, just get into higher maths. Like, honestly, bro, do what you gotta do to get into higher maths, if you know what I mean. Like, you literally just gotta like find a way to get into higher maths. Just please, I'm speaking with so much emotion, you can literally see my hands, because just get into higher maths, bro. It's like, it's so easy to pass in higher maths, honestly. I know, even if it's like, oh, but I don't like maths. Shut up, bro. Just get into higher maths. It's literally 10 times easier than foundation. I'm not even kidding. It's literally 10 times easier than foundation. So go into higher maths. Like, do what it takes. Second thing, pick RE. It's just like, come on, bro. Like RE is easy, man. It's like literally Jesus said this, Jesus did that. It's easy, alright? Just do it. Just do it. And now as well, I know like some schools just automatically do RE because like they're a religious school. Like, fair enough, that's fine. RE is easy. It's a free pass, extra GCSE. You're cool. Third thing, pick business. It's just so straightforward. And if you actually took the actionable step that we talked about in section 1, where you were to get the millionaire fastlane, which you should have done by now, you should have like went down and genuinely like gone on Amazon like millionaire fastlane. If you haven't done that, go and do that right now. The millionaire fastlane will make literally, I'm kidding you not, it will literally make you the best guy at business in your class. Now, obviously, you might not get graded the same because like that's like the curriculum and it's just a bit weird. But it's like when you actually think about business and when like you're actually like doing the real world business instead of like the school curriculum business, you'll be it's like you'll be level 100, they'll be level 1. And there's different versions of like business. So like my school did enterprise and marketing, but that's kind of like business. So just do your school's equivalent of it. And the fourth thing is try and pick Spanish and try and get into foundation Spanish, because it's just like it's like you could either do that or you could do geography, because it's like it's simple and the tests aren't long either. Like, I'm pretty sure for history it's like 2 hour long exams. So genuinely, like, deep that, bro. Your bum is on the chair for 2 hours talking about just like boring stuff that you don't even care about. You know what I mean, bro? So it's just like, just don't pick history, bro. Don't do it, man. Just please, man. If I'm like, woo, just don't. Now, these are the subjects which you do not pick unless you are really passionate about the subject, you are really good at the subject, or you see yourself going into like a job which would need you to have that GCSE. If like, but chances are you're watching this guide is related to me, you probably don't think about jobs, and that's why you're going to read The Millionaire Fastlane. You probably like, you're good at subjects, but it's like you just want it to be easy. Fair enough, it's school and no one really cares about school like that. And you yeah, you're not really passionate. So the things you do not pick unless you are really passionate, you are really good at it, or you see yourself going into like a job which is going to require that GCSE. Don't pick computer science. It's literally not fun and games. It's about cringy coding where it's like, you could imagine like some Dungeons Dragons player who's like that. You could literally like imagine like this, and it's just like bunch of nerds, and like it's just you just don't pick computer science. It's not fun at all. Don't pick triple science because it's literally just more work. You're in the exam hall for longer, but you finish at the same time as everyone else because you're in triple science, so you're kind of good at what you do anyway. It's just, don't pick triple science. I picked it. I would highly advise you not to pick it. Like, just don't do it. Third, don't pick history. I've already said it's 2 hour long exams and it's boring, so just don't pick history. The fourth thing, do not pick engineering or DT. Bro, honestly, it's just stressful, and it's like, bro, just don't do it. It's like my exam board. So when you get into year 10, you'll understand there's like exam boards. My exam board had 3 hour long exams, like genuinely. I didn't do engineering, but like a lot of my friends did engineering. It's just long, bro. It's just stressful for no reason. It's literally like, oh, bro, please, like, I didn't even do it, and it's hurting my brain, bro. So just don't do engineering. And the fifth and final thing is, don't do more than one BTEC. Coursework is the devil. That should be an extra bonus mindset. Coursework is the devil. It will be the reason why you fail the subject, because coursework is just long. You have to talk about this one specific concept and type an excessive amount of words to explain it, to the point where you can't even explain it anymore. It's pointless. Don't don't do it. Don't pick more than one BTEC at max. Literally, if your business is like a BTEC version like mine was, you just stick with that, bro. You don't like, unless, like I said, unless you were good, passionate, or wanted to do a job in these, follow my advice pretty much. I'm not like a GCSE advisor. I'm just gonna disclaim that, if like for whatever reason I'm no like GCSE advisor, but like, yeah, I don't even think. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just don't do more than one coursework subject, bro. I promise you. Section 3, study resources. This will be the section where you'll learn what you need to actually be able to learn all of your GCSEs within at maximum 5 months. And the first step which you need to do is figure out your exam board. Now, you can go on your school website, or you can just ask your teacher for whatever the lesson is. This exam board, like the exam board is like, what, it's hard to explain when you haven't been in GCSE, but it's like, you'll need this to figure out what specification you're doing, because there's actually like, it's so hard to explain, where it's like different versions of English, maths and science. It it's just a headache. You don't really need to know. It's just there's like AQA, EdXL, like I don't really know, like OCR, like just that. When you go into year 10 on your first day, when you go into your lessons, just ask what is the exam board and literally just write it down on your phone or remember it, and that's step one. There's 3 YouTubers that you need to subscribe to, especially when it gets closer to the GCSE, like when it gets to exam season. Number one is Mr. Everything English. It's not even close. Mr. Everything English is the best English YouTuber I've seen yet. Like everyone else was just boring. This guy was practical, no BS. Hopefully, it's like what you're seeing in this course here. It's just no BS, practical. So I think you'd like Mr. Everything English. The second one is GCSE Maths Tutor, which is just like it's like he's good. He does like last minute revision stuff, and there's Science Shorts. This is an absolute godsend. I swear down. Science Shorts, bro. That guy saved my GCSEs. That guy was so good. It literally is like you could watch a full science paper within 20 minutes. He like goes through everything. It's sick. So do that. Subscribe to Mr. Everything English, GCSE Maths Tutor, and Science Shorts. Go do that right now. The fourth resource is you need to download an app called Anki. I think it's free on Android. I've got a Samsung, like chill out. And then like on iPhone, I think you have to pay for it. So I mean, if you have to pay for it, I guess don't get it on a laptop. I'm not sponsored by Anki, by the way, just to make that clear. It's just my personal opinion. Anki is actually solid. Like the TLDR is that Anki just does like algorithmic stuff, and it's like based on science, so you remember the stuff in your brain. And it is a flashcard app. Some people don't like flashcards. I just shut up. Honestly, it's as simple as that. I don't like flashcards. We don't care if you like flashcards or not, bro. The whole point is to just get done with the GCSE. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. If it gets you the grade, then sick, right? Instead of doing your cringy little mind map or your what was that thing? Blurting, like who cares, bro? Download Anki. You can literally download shared decks, which basically means like if you're anything like me and you want free time, it means you don't have to make the flashcards. It literally just means you download them off the internet of some guy who actually cares about school, and you just fully like my brain's just farted there, but it's like it's just so just download Anki. I'm not even gonna just do it. And I've linked an Ali Abdaal video in the description, so you can go and check that out right now if you're interested in Anki. Go and click on that now. The fifth thing is just do past papers. So this is where you'll need your exam board, because then you'll have to go on the website to find the past paper. So once you have your exam board, you can go on watch past paper walkthroughs. You can do the past paper yourself, because that's actually a good way to learn the GCSE, because then you only learn the essential important stuff, because there's a lot of fluff in GCSE. Teachers just like to drag things out. School just likes to drag things out. Honestly, this is what I'm saying. You could just learn it in 5 months. If you actually dedicated yourself to just learning it, you could do it in 5 months, and then you'd literally have around 19 months. Is that 24 minus 5? 19 months of just literally free time, because you pretty much know the GCSE. So yeah, just do that, bro. Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't actually do past papers. I just couldn't really be bothered. So you could do Anki or past papers, or if you're really dedicated to school, you could do Anki and then you could do the past papers. But that's kind of long, and it's just I would go with Anki, because it's literally it's on your phone or on your laptop. You literally just don't have to really it doesn't take too much brain power to actually start the revision session, and that's a big problem. Starting, if it's you have to get your desk out, and then you gotta get your notepad and then your little sticky notes and all of that, and your different coloured Sharpies, and it's just you see these cringy YouTubers oh, here's how to study effectively. It's just bro. Section 4, how to study and have free time. Now, there'll be some Timmies watching who have just skipped to this section. If you're one of those people who have skipped to this section, go back and watch the video in order. I've put it in order for a reason. This will not make sense if you just skipped here and you're like, oh, teach me the specific tactic on how to study, because you won't have anything, you won't know anything, you'll just be clueless. So go back, watch the video in order. You can watch it on 1.52 times speed, whatever. Just watch it in order. You can take breaks, but just watch it in order. Okay. Now you have everything. You've got the mindsets. You've picked the right GCSEs, and you have the resources that we talked about in the last section. Now we want to know, how do we actually study and have free time? And so the first thing I want to talk to you about is actually fundamental things you need before you learn a specific tactic to start studying. You got to focus on the fundamentals, because we know this, right? It's common sense. If you're having bad mental health, bad physical health, and bad sleep, you're probably not going to study as well as you could do if these three things were in check first. So the first thing, which actually has nothing to do with studying but will probably impact your studying more, is getting good sleep. And a lot of people don't explain how to actually get good sleep in a practical way. Simply, if you want the TLDR, dedicate more time to bed. This is an actionable step. Dedicate more time to bed. Give an extra 30 minutes to an hour before bed. If you want to wake up at 6, what time do you go to bed? A lot of people, a lot of idiots will say, oh yeah, 10 o'clock, because it's understandably, it's basic math of just okay, 8 hours before 6 a.m. is 10 p.m. Do you pass out as you go to sleep, bro? Do you just hours in bed does not equal hours asleep. That is such an important distinction to make. Hours in bed is not equal to hours asleep, because you don't get into bed and you don't uninstall consciousness. You have to it takes a while. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's around, I dedicate an hour. So if I wake up at 6, so I go to bed at 9 p.m. and that works fine for me. And maybe whatever time you need, just figure it out for yourself. That is the most important thing, because sleep will help you. It's not even close. There's some idiot study people who are oh, I'm gonna study 25 hours, and then it's they sacrifice sleep as if sleep isn't gonna help them perform in the test. It's just we know that's kind of stupid, you know what I mean? But leave them to do what they're doing, because that gives us an advantage. So just keep this between you and me. Just get good sleep, and look at all the idiots who are I'm gonna study 17-hour days, academic comeback. The second thing I said was physical health. So that's simply exercising. I have a video on how to build an aesthetic body. You might go and want to watch that, because I think it's kind of interesting, and you'll actually enjoy exercising from it. And the second thing is diet. Diet is crucial, and I'm going to touch on this more later, because this is truly going to change the game for you. When you start saying this to people, or if you do say this to people and you've decided not to keep it to yourself, these guys are going to see you as an advanced individual, because they just won't understand how intelligent you are, bro. I'm not even exaggerating, because when you hear it, you're gonna be your mind's gonna think differently, bro. Trust. And the third thing, which in my opinion is the most important thing to study, and before you literally, if there was only one thing you could take from this video, besides the growth mindset, maybe not even, it would be mental health. Now, there's a bunch of just trash YouTubers who say, oh, mental health is important, and they leave it at that. And the truth is, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what mental health actually is and how to improve it, because these guys make money from you when they see you trying to be productive. So they they involve the words mental health, so they seem like really nice and considerate people. They have no idea what mental health actually is. Most of these like study tubers, I think they're called, these guys were grade A students first, or like 9 students first, and then they started talking about mental health. I was learning about mental health first, then I actually started being productive. So you're going to learn from a guy who actually prioritizes mental health, and I'm not just saying it for views. You got a gratitude journal, which is basically what are you grateful for every day. Literally, just as you wake up, just ask yourself, what things can I be grateful for? And try not to repeat the same things, because like then it defeats the purpose. It's not about actually writing it down, it's actually taking the time to think, what am I genuinely like grateful for? What experiences am I happy to have? What things am I happy to have? That's like one way to, not one way, but that's one thing you can do to improve your mental health. It's starting gratitude. It's like the scientific happiness. The second thing, on which is like really crucial, and a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but this is honestly like the most powerful thing you can do, is to start meditating. Meditating is like, it's so wishy-washy, a lot of people just don't understand it. Or meditating is simply focusing on one thing. So for example, the breath, maybe it going in and out through your nostrils, literally focusing on your breathing. And when your mind wanders, you just bring it back to focusing on the breath. So let's say, we'll do it quick. Just inhale, exhale, and your mind might wander, and that's okay. A lot of people are like, oh, my mind wanders during meditation, so I'm not doing it right. It's like, that's the whole point of meditation. It's so your mind wanders, so you can bring it back to the present moment. The thing about this is that if you have negative thoughts, meditation is crucial, because what we're training ourselves to do is notice when we have a mind that wanders away from our focus. And so when we bring it back to the focus, it's like, imagine you had a negative thought and then you could just eliminate it. You could literally just like send it back to the lobby, and it just like, it's as simple as that. So if you struggle with like constant negative thoughts, meditation is crucial. So please, like, if there's one habit you get into, just meditate, bro. 3 minutes, 1 minute, just increase it over time. It doesn't matter how much you do now. It could literally be 30 seconds. We just want you to build the habit. We really just like, please, it's the best thing you can do for you and for your family as well, bro. Because if you appear distant, if you start having negative thoughts whilst you're talking to a family member, your experience in life is just going to be bad, bro. It's just going to be bad. And, bro, like, we know you, like, who wants that, bro? No one wants to have bad mental health, especially knowing that your parents don't want to see you feel bad, and so you hide the negative thoughts and just like, all the, you know how it is, bro. So please just start meditating. Like I wouldn't spend so long emphasizing meditation if it was not gonna help you. The third thing you can do to improve your mental health is get sunlight. Simply just go practical steps. Go into your back garden for like 5 to 10 minutes. Preferably do it in the morning, because then it's like healthy as well. Like Andrew Huberman talks about it. So when you've woken up, after you've gratitude journaled and you've meditated, then you can go outside quickly and look into your back garden. And even if there's clouds, like I live in the UK, I don't know about you, but we have clouds pretty much 24/7. It's still sunlight, because basically if you can see outside, that is light, that is sunlight. It's like when you can't see outside, it's like, that's when it's like there's no sunlight. It's hard to explain, but it's like, sunlight isn't, light is how you see things. So if there's clouds outside, there's still a lot of sunlight. You could download an app to like track the sunlight like units or something. There's a lot outside compared to inside. So go outside. into your back garden and get some sunlight. Literally, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The longer the better, preferably. But like, you could increase it over time and progressively overload. And the fourth thing to improve your mental health is kindness. Now, this is common sense. Just be a kind person. Start being more warm and empathetic, and just like be a nice person. That's like the practical step. Be a nice person. All of these things will improve your mental health, and in fact improve your productivity more than all these cringy tactics that all these other study YouTubers talk about. Improving your mental health and focusing on the fundamentals, getting good sleep, eating right, exercising, and just improving your mental health with gratitude journaling, etc. These will improve your productivity more than any other thing. Now we're going on to the productivity stuff. So, routine. I'm just going to get straight into it. Routine. Go on Google Calendar, and I know there's some iPhone people out there who are like, oh, I can't use Google Calendar. Yes, you can. Just get a Google account, and then just bro, oh, this is come on, man, and just make a Google account, bro. It's not even that hard, bro. Right, make a Google account, then start to fill out your day. So schedule in your sleep, schedule in what times you're going to eat, what time you go to school, and pretty much schedule out a perfect day. That's the way I'd explain it. Schedule out an ideal day. Don't go overboard and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do 16 hours of revision and then 5 hours of sleep, rise and grind. Don't do that. Be somewhat realistic, but to your maximum potential. It's hard to explain, but just make a perfect day which seems achievable, and then once you set out that perfect day, just try and achieve it every single day. The beauty of this is that even if you don't actually achieve the full perfect day, it's probably better than what you would have done if you didn't set out the intention to anyway. Does that make sense? So if you didn't set out a perfect day, you didn't get Google Calendar or the normal calendar app or whatever, and you just didn't set out a routine, you would probably do less than what you would have done if you set out the routine but didn't 100% achieve it, maybe 50% achieved it. And to me, that's actually a lot of progress. Imagine you could achieve 50% of the perfect day. Imagine you did 50% of a perfect day every day consistently. That'd be sick, bro. The second productivity tactic is the 80-20 rule. Now, if you can get away with not doing homework and stuff, that's fantastic. The 80-20 rule, I should have explained it more, is 80% of the results come from 20% of the inputs and actions. So, for example, 80% of your GCSE success will come from 20% of your work, for example. So this means that homework isn't essential. I'm going to be the one guy who's on this. I'm not a study YouTuber or anything, or how to get good grades, but this is just you don't need to do homework. I did homework because it's my parents would have been like, Alfie, you've not done the homework, that's a problem. So if you're going through the same thing, we're here for you. But if you can get away with not doing homework, and you can just go to your parents and say, look, homework kind of just isn't useful at all. I've got Anki, I've got all the study resources we talked about earlier. Just try and convince your parents not to do homework and stuff, because it's not essential. So we just want to look for what is the crucial things, and the way to figure this out is by asking 2 questions. This I'll explain. If you only had 2 hours per day to do work, what tasks would you do and which ones wouldn't you do? The ones you said you wouldn't do, eliminate them, outsource them, phase them, whatever. And if you want to be really extreme, if you only had 2 hours per week to do work, what tasks would you do and which ones wouldn't you do? I guarantee everyone who's answered that question honestly isn't going to be saying homework and highlighting and mind maps. You're going to be doing the essential tasks, the past papers, or maybe the Anki flashcards. I think I have a video, it might have been the first video on my channel, and it's just about like productivity, and it explains the 80-20 rule in more depth. So you might want to go and check that out. Go and watch that right now. Now the third thing is Parkinson's law, and that just simply means, like, I'm not gonna explain the law because it's kind of like, it's just nerd speak. Basically, if you have a deadline, you will achieve that deadline. And so you can use this on a micro and macro level. So for example, if you're like me and you had to do the homework, just set a timer on your phone, or if you have like an Apple Watch or a Samsung Watch or whatever, just set a timer for like a small amount of time. So for example, I used to do my maths homework and I'd set a timer for 8 minutes, and I would do my maths homework in around 10 minutes. And I noticed later on in the year, I actually stopped using Parkinson's law, and it took me like 30 minutes, 1 hour. So literally, like, I did my homework 6 times quicker just by setting a 10-minute timer. It's a simple way to be literally 6 times more productive. Literally just get your phone and set a timer on. And you can do this on a macro level, where it's like, these are for like bigger projects. So for example, like if you have to do this like massive piece of work and you've been set around 3 months to do it, just set the deadline for maybe a month. And if you're really like sick at what you do, 2 weeks. Simple as, you literally an instant boost to productivity just by setting a closer deadline. So that's one thing you can do. And the fourth thing is to turn off your notifications and just turn on Do Not Disturb, bro. It actually, like, why do you need notifications going on all the time? Bing, 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 bing. Like, your brain's gonna be full, bro. Please, just do this one thing right now. Do this with me, right? Do this with me. Get your phone and just, like, quickly, like, enter the passcode and, like, common sense. And just turn on Do Not Disturb. And if you want to be more extreme, turn off notifications for every single app. If you really want to be Caden, if you really want to be productive and you actually want to get the success that you want in your GCSEs, turn off your notifications. You don't need Snapchat notifications going off. You don't need Instagram notification. You don't need Discord. You don't need WhatsApp. You don't need any of that. Just turn off your notifications, please. I don't understand why people won't do this, because it is literally a simple way to just boost your productivity even further, because you won't be distracted. Like, distraction is the only reason you are being productive right now. If you weren't distracted, you would simply be more productive. It's that simple, right? This is common sense. If you weren't distracted, you could probably do your homework in 15 minutes. But instead, it takes you 2 hours because you decide that you want to have a little break. So you play Fortnite, and then you go on Snapchat, and then you go on Discord after that. Then you watch TikTok. Then you suddenly want to watch anime. If you just turned off your notifications, you would finally get your work done. Turn off your notifications and turn on Do Not Disturb. It's as simple as that. The fifth thing, and this is going to change how you work forever, you're going to do something called deep work. And this is crucial. If you actually want to be productive and like actually make a difference, deep work is one of the most important skills, especially when it comes to you not being distracted. You need deep work to actually focus. This is like the best way to work, in my opinion. You sit down, and for around up to 90 minutes, you're going to stare at your work. You're going to do the work, no distractions, preferably not even looking away from the computer screen or whatever. And you're just going to complete the task. Once you're done with the task, you can rest for the entire day. This is how you're going to be able to have your free time, because you're doing deep work. You're not checking your phone for notifications. You're not going on TikTok. You're not watching YouTube videos. You're not doing any of that. You're looking at the task. Maybe it's Anki. You do all the flashcards. Until that is done, you are there working for the 90 minutes. Once the 90 minutes is up, fine, you might be able to take a break because it's going to be like mentally demanding work. Because we use the 80-20 rule, we understand like the essential work. And the truth is, it's going to be hard. It's going to require deep work. So we're going to do simply 90-minute blocks of work. We're not doing these cringy Pomodoro techniques that you see all these trash YouTubers talking about. The Pomodoro, this is how you be productive. 25 minutes and then a 5-minute break. Bro, like, I'm going to get on a rant, bro. Because I swear down, these guys are honestly like, what are you going to do in 25 minutes? You're not that good, right? If you're looking at these videos of like 25 minutes, be honest. Be truthfully honest here. It's not an issue of time. It's not like, oh, I just need a break because I'm so mentally incapable of sitting down and doing well. Like, are you stupid, bro? If you're gonna do the work, do it well. Set a 90-minute block and do that. We're not doing 25 minutes because we want like a 5-minute break. It's going to take us out of our flow state. And if you know anything about flow states, you know they are like the pinnacle of human experience and performance. It's a whole different video to explain. Just trust me, do deep work, forget the Pomodoro technique, forget any other like studying like format, framework, whatever. Put your trust in me, just do deep work. It's going to be long to like go against the Pomodoro thing, but just trust me. You'll get more done in your deep work session than your Pomodoro 25 minutes, because when you do that and then you have the 5-minute break, you have to get back into flow and it's just long. And you know what? Be honest. It's not a 5-minute break. You're not there for 5 minutes. Oops, bro, I just spent like 20 minutes on TikTok. Oops. And then like you don't even want to do the work anymore because it's just like it seems too boring. Now, the sixth thing, this is really important. You know, I mentioned diet earlier. This productivity tactic is, bro, it's sick. Intermittent fasting. We need to understand something right now. Our brain does not work well when we are digesting food. I've actually like had lunch before recording this, and I can already tell how like different my energy is, because really think about this. Digesting is hard, bro. Like, think about how much has to go into digesting your food. It releases the chemicals and like the stomach's doing like madness, and then it goes through your intestines. It is hard to digest food. That takes up a lot of energy. And when you take up a lot of energy digesting, where's the energy not going? It's not going up here, bro. It's not going into like the neurons and your brain, and it's not like you're just not being like at peak performance. So if you want to easily do deep work, you want to easily be more productive, just do it fasted. This is why when it's like early in the morning and you've just woken up and you start working, you're actually much more productive. It's not because you woke up at 5 a.m. It's because you've been fasted for more than 8 hours. Also, quick tip, when you do eat, don't eat carbs. If you want to like be productive as possible, try and reduce the amount of carbs you have. Now, obviously, you might not want to eliminate them completely. Maybe, like, I guess you could do that and like do like your carnivore diet. It's basically some sciencey stuff, and I'll just give you like the bro science version. Carbs make you stupid, tired, and lazy. So if you don't want those like side effects when you're working, just don't eat carbs. Now, this is not to say like eliminate carbs completely. You can do that, but if it's just for the sake of working and like maybe you actually have like bulking goals and stuff, maybe cut out carbs before you've done your deep work block for the day, and then afterwards you can just eat carbs because you won't need to work anymore because you've done it in the deep work block. That's how I would go about it. Section 5, what to do with all your free time. Simply, we've got our Google Calendar schedule. To fill up our free time, we just do the self-improvement habits. So we do the meditating, we do the journaling, we do the exercise, and we read the Millionaire Fastlane, which you should have got. We spoke about that earlier. You should have got the Millionaire Fastlane, bro. If you haven't done that, get it now. Get the Millionaire Fastlane. I swear down, bro. I want to grab you by your neck, bro, and just say, like, get the book, man. Get the book. So, oh, bro. Section 6, mocks. Now, the truth is, the only important mock exams are the ones in December of year 11, because that's the grades that colleges will use to see whether you're clapped or not, basically. And so, you want to do well in the December mocks, and try and take every mock seriously, but with like the how to study section earlier, you should easily just be good. What I will say is prioritize English, maths, and science, because these are the core subjects and these are really what the colleges look out for. Because if it's like, let's say you did well in everything but English, then it wouldn't matter, because like you don't have English, and then like you need English to get into the college. So just focus on staying in higher maths and science and doing well in English, because English is confusing as well. That's why I recommend watching Science Shorts, GCSE Maths Tutor, and Mr. Everything English. These are just sick YouTubers. I personally watch them and I like them. Just find someone who does it for you, right? And just like is super practical and helps you out simply. Section 7, college applications. Now, the TLDR, if you have a sixth form, just go there, because you're so used to already like going to the school and like you know everyone there. Just go to your sixth form unless you absolutely despise the school. The second thing is to apply to colleges near where you live. I've got some friends who like literally, bro, they travel mountains, they go through rivers. They're like, it just takes so long to go there. I could not imagine. Like, I have mad respect for them to just like go here every day, because I would not want to go to school if I had to like travel distance to get there. So try and just apply to colleges near where you live. But if it's like they're really bad and stuff, then I get it. And then just try, yeah, like I say, just try not to make the commute long, because that will really stop you from wanting to go. And then obviously like skipping school, you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah. Section 8, when should you start revising? I could say that anyone who's followed this guide fully, if you start revising in March, I think you could come out with 7s, 8s, and 9s. And to be quite honest, you don't actually need 9s. No study YouTuber will tell you this, because it's literally what that whole channel is based on. Mine isn't. You literally don't need 9s for most things. So if you really want to get 9s, you could go and get 9s and start revising early. But really, after you'll have seen on your college application that it's like you need 6s in the subjects you want to study, and then like 5 passes, so like 5 4s. I think that's what like the standard college requirements are. So if you know your conditional offer, you literally just have to do like the amount of work required to get that grade, and you should know where you're at by now, because now you'll be in year 11 and stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, the 6s, like if you get a higher grade, it still counts towards like the pass thing. That I thought that would be like something I should just explain, just in case no one knew. Section 9, what to do during exam season. This is obviously a big question, like what do I do during the exam season? I've got my GCSEs, what do I do? Honestly, just focus on the fundamentals we talked about earlier. Good sleep, mental health, self-improvement stuff. Just focus on doing that. And then with the productivity, like how to study section, you'll have a ton of free time and you'll have done the essential stuff. So like you could maybe just revise a bit more than you did before exam season. To be honest, GCSEs will feel like mocks. Obviously, this depends on how many mocks your school did, where the mocks took place. Was it in the exam hall or not? Like my school was like really good in the sense that they did mocks constantly. We were so used to the exam hall room that we weren't mostly scared of it anymore. So do that. And what I will say, this is really important, is to try and get study leave as soon as possible. You can ask your parents to email the school asking for study leave. You just need to be able to be in your own home so that you can actually like do the 80-20 rule, because obviously if you're in school the teacher's gonna be like, you didn't do this thing, and then it's just like, bro, but it's like, it's not even important. So just try and get study leave, because then you can like also watch YouTube videos, and like it's just easier at home. That, like, we know this. And that's pretty much it. I think that's the full guide. Hopefully if you enjoyed it, there's just one thing which I really want you to do, and it's not to subscribe, it's just to spread positive word of mouth about this video. So word of mouth is basically just telling people. So whenever it arises, obviously, like, don't go out of your way to say, but when it fits like the conversation, just mention it casually. Like if one of your friends goes up to you and is like, bro, I'm struggling with being productive, maybe you could just say, oh yeah, watch Alfie's full GCSE guide. Or it's like, I don't know what to do, I'm kind of stressed during the exam season. And yeah, just watch Alfie's full guide on GCSEs. If you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. You'd be helping me and you'd be helping him, and he'll associate the value with you. So do that right now. Alright? Thank you for watching, bro.